Well, many of you know that I'm something of an art critic myself. I am renowned the world over for my insights into art, especially modern art, of all the different kinds of art.
Your art was the prettiest art of all the art.
It just so happens that there's a very exciting, very modern-y, very arty, modern art exhibit at the Museum of African Diaspora in San Francisco. And that's happening right now. I'm a big fan of that museum. In fact, I have a season pass to that museum. I've got the what they call the Diamond Pass, where you skip to the front of the line to see all the art exhibits. So big fan personally. You may not have heard about it. So here's a report. Check it out.
A new exhibit at the Museum of African Diaspora in San Francisco aims to amplify Black voices and challenge stereotypes.
Climbing up. It's hard work, but for Moad Museum curator Kijo Lee, it's worth it. Kijo goes to work every day knowing she's one of the rare few Black women in positions of leadership in museums. But it makes her all the more motivated to be a bridge for the Black artists she supports.
When you come into MOAD, you're actually stepping into so many different kinds of experiences all at once. And I think not only in the ways of what you're seeing on the walls, but also the place you work here, right? So I think that my presence here allows that same Black girl to say, oh, I get to make new knowledge in the world. I get to gather these things together and think of how they are connected thematically.
And one such theme is the diversity of the Black experience, as displayed in the MOAD's latest art exhibition entitled Unruly Navigations. As Kijo explains the unique elements of each display, such as this assortment of Black licorice available to observe and taste, she wanted to emphasize how the simplicity of common items, even candy, can provide a deeper perspective on racial perception and the journey of movement.
I think when any of us see licorice, the first thing we think is that it must be a commentary on the journey of movement.
I haven't seen you take one piece of red licorice yet. Only Black for you? Yeah, everything's Black, isn't it?
Or that may not be the first thing you think, you as a Philistine, as a commoner, but those of us who are a little bit more artistically inclined, that's what we think. In fact, if you're very deep and profound and insightful, and you see that jar of candy, you recognize it's not only about movement, but this is a commentary on race. So let's run through some other exhibits that you can see for yourself right now if you go to this museum. Just get ready to be blown away. Prepare yourself for this. Next, we have some art pieces from an artist named Nafis M. White, who it says in his bio, or her bio, or their bio or whatever, is an interdisciplinary, multi-hyphenate artist whose recent body of works are created intuitively from objects commonly found in beauty supply stores, industrial sites, and the seemingly limitless horizons of our global and political landscapes. And the very first piece of art that you see, gold balls stuck on the wall. And now we don't have any kind of explanation or description for this art, so we're left to interpret it for ourselves. And you should be thankful that you have me to walk you through it and kind of tell you what you're looking at. And I think obviously in this case, when you see the gold balls stuck on the wall, it's clearly a statement about the circularity, the totality and circularity and the fullness and the completeness of the Black experience. And then you ask, why are they stuck to the wall? And the answer is obviously that Black Americans are objectified and are put on display by our systemically racist society. That's sort of the, if you will, the meta commentary that you find in this display. Very, very interesting. The next one, though, this is where it gets more interesting, though, because the next one is a black square. So, in fact, it's two black squares.
I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash.
Sorry, I must have missed that one.
So before we had spheres, and now we have squares. And the squares, what do you notice about the squares? Okay, the squares are black. What do you notice about the spheres? The spheres are gold. What does that tell you? Well, what it tells you is that to be Black, okay, to move through the world, to move through spaces in a Black body, is to take on different shapes.
What the
if you will, metaphorically speaking, and even different colors. It is to transform, and here's the fascinating thing, to be seen and defined by the world, even as you struggle to define yourself against the world. What does that mean? Does it mean nothing? No, I mean, it means something. Who can say what it means? Nobody knows. If you're struggling with collections, medical bills, credit cards, or personal loans, you need to check out PDS Debt. PDS Debt is an innovative one-stop shop to guide you on your journey to freedom from debt. There's no one-size-fits-all solution to becoming debt-free, which is why PDS Debt offers multiple programs and solutions tailored to your specific needs, budget, and future financial goals. Whether you're going through a serious hardship or just can't seem to keep up with the high interest on your credit cards, PDS Debt will craft a custom solution, give you instant relief, and start saving you money. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, this program is for you. PDS Debt provides options that consolidate your debt into one low monthly payment. Anybody with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required. They want to help anybody with good or bad credit. Plus, with PDS Debt, you'll save thousands in interest and fees and pay off your debt in a fraction of the time. PDS Debt is offering my listeners a free debt analysis, and it only takes 30 seconds. Head over to pdsdebt.com/Walsh to get your free debt assessment today. That's pdsdebt.com/Walsh today. Next, we have the artist Olusai, who I'm another big fan of this artist. I've been following his work for a long time, and you can check out this piece here. These are coffee beans on a plate. Strikingly beautiful. Stunning. I mean, it's so beautiful that, you know what? It actually makes me hate the Sistine Chapel. I actually hate the Sistine Chapel when I look at the coffee beans on a plate because it pales so much in comparison to the coffee beans on the plate. If Michelangelo saw this piece of art, he would fall into a despair because he would know that he could never compete. He would fall into despair. He would throw himself into a volcano. I would push him into the volcano, okay? I would say, we don't need you. You're worthless. Now that we have this artist over here with the coffee beans on a plate. And in fact, it's so magnificent that I think that even to attempt to analyze it would be to do it an injustice. It transcends explanation. All we can do when we see the coffee beans on a plate is stand with hushed reverence and awe and gaze upon this sight. So I won't even say anything else about it. And next is this. Well, this, dear God, what is there to say? This is a comb stuck in a piece of wood. Mind-blowing. Staggering. Staggering in its beauty. And I look at this, and it makes Rembrandt look like an amateur. You know, Rembrandt, frankly, Rembrandt in comparison he's a little punk bitch compared to this artist who made the comb and the wood. You know what I take from this? It's very interesting. It's fascinating. So the artist here is, he's offering a commentary on the seeming futility of dismantling oppressive structures in society. So he's saying basically that trying to dismantle systemic racism is like trying to cut a piece of wood with a comb. It can't be done. Okay? And so this is the artist's cry of despair. This is his, you might say his mournful song in the night. Quite affecting, quite deeply affecting. And finally, we'll do one more piece of modern art here. This is from the artist Anina Major, and it is, look at that. Good Lord, I'm stunned once again. It is a stick with things hanging off of it. Yeah, Da Vinci was nothing compared to this. All of Da Vinci's work may as well have been on the bottom of my shoe compared to this stick with things hanging off of it. And what is it saying? It's saying so much. It's saying so many things. You could hardly even begin to describe all of the things that it is saying and all the things that we're supposed to take from it. But I think essentially what it's saying is that the Black experience is precarious. That to be Black in the world is to be clinging onto this unstable, teetering structure, which is the stick, ready to topple at any moment. But in that struggle, in that effort, is beauty, is meaning, is purpose. Wow, just tremendous. We have to stop there, I think. So we all have so much to think about.
Bullshit. Derivative. That I love. I absolutely love.